Hey everyone, I want to take an opportunity that we have our Thanksgiving holiday right around the corner and wanted to do a very quick podcast as a means of a part two or follow up on an episode that we did on season two back in April regarding sundowning. This time I have a little bit more of personal intel that I want to provide in case you are dealing with something similar to this, and also have found even more answers, this time with the help of AI. So I wanted to share that with you very quickly. I'm not going to get into reading mode. As I'm sure you can research this yourself. But something that I wanted to first confirm on my end is sundowning something that is specifically of a person living with Alzheimer's? And the answer is that it's not exclusively to someone with Alzheimer's, but it is something that is mostly presented on someone that has dementia, including Alzheimer's, Lewy body, vascular, frontotemporal. But it also occurs to other people with basically brain injuries or brain issues, people with Parkinson's disease, also people that have cognitive changes post stroke, people with delirium. So basically, it's not necessarily Alzheimer's. And I wanted to just make sure that I gave you clear information on that. We already went over symptoms and how to recognize sundowning and some tips on how to manage light. I did also ask about things that could be less common of sundowning, some which I will address into more detail in the book that I have started to write. We'll see when I'll get around to finishing it. But one of them is task freezing or microstalling. And it's like this sudden pause mid task, whether they're holding on to something or stopping halfway through something they're doing, forgetting what that step is. To be honest, I think this happens to all of us at one point or another, whether we have dementia or not. I just think these are things that are more highlighted once you have a neurodegenerative disease. One of the things that I have experienced that are new, moving quickly here, so this feels more insightful rather than rambling. In my own personal life with our loved one, there have been some increasing changes, and some of them are related to sundowning. The first one is I can almost time it when this is going to happen. Now, we are in fall, we are in a week before December, and we are definitely right around the holiday season starting. That means that what used to look like 6 o'clock in the afternoon back in the days of summer is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. So that is to say, the confusion kicks in early on in the day. I was tracking it. I started to realize it was 4:30, it was 4:15. Nope, you can almost time it. It's now as of 4 o'clock. And we are now having two different versions of our loved one. In the morning, she is sharper, she is more aware. There's caveats to that. But there is a greater sense of calmness. Once 4 o'clock hits, she immediately starts wondering, where am I going to go to sleep? Who am I going to go to sleep with? She has a significant heightened sense of fear and anxiety. Um, Something that we were trying to work around, and it was working very well for us back in months ago, was doing activities that would be of interest to her. I highlighted puzzles and word games, drawing, coloring, all these things. Unfortunately, our loved one no longer wants to do any of those things. So she stares into space a lot, which is funny enough, one of those, I think, microstalling byproducts from sundowning. Um, that's on that part. The level of energy has plummeted significantly. And the level of sleep has more, I would say, almost doubled. Well, not doubled, but time and a half. Our loved one used to sleep 8 hours a night, and now she's sleeping about 10 to 14 hours. So these are very significant signals that the disease is rapidly moving, rapidly, but not invasive all at once. Things that she used to enjoy no longer does. We have reached a level where she's hardly eating, but, and I think this is tied to sundowning, she is hungrier at night. This is brand new from the last week and a half, and hardly touches her food in the late morning to noon. The sense of craving the things that are bad for your brain are somewhat back. She had lost them for a little while because she was sick. But we get to the point where, as I mentioned in the same sundowning episode, um, they are they eat so little that you basically just let them eat whatever they want to eat as often as they want to eat it. So, we're constantly watching our weight, my sister and I, and we work out a lot. But when it comes to her, we give her anything she wants and as often as she wants it because she's hardly eating. Her weight has dropped significantly. She looks significantly more frail to the point that it's not healthy, but she is eating. She is not able to complete her exercise. She used to, before this last year, 2 years, she used to go for a hike, an hour and a half, strong, powerful, loved it. Now she can barely complete 15 minutes. So we moved from 30 minutes, from an hour and a half to 30 minutes to now 15 minutes, and she feels weak or exhausted. But this has to do with the actual Alzheimer's. I'm moving away from the topic of sundowning, but throwing that at you in case you're dealing with more new symptoms as you take care of someone with dementia. Um, so this is it. This is all I wanted to share. If there's anything else that you folks find worth sharing so that we're not completely lost or like we're in the dark about what else can come with sundowning, please feel free to share it. If you want to share it privately, let me know and I will remove your name and identity just so that I can get the intel out to the rest of the world who's listening to us. And and that is pretty much where we are right now. But regardless of what is happening, I bring up the Samhain in particular because it is the holidays coming around the corner. They will likely not really have a clear understanding of all the effort that goes behind the scenes on making a lovely meal. Even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, a lot of people do harvest celebrations, taking advantage of the weather and all the things that come with it. And your loved one is likely to not show appreciation simply because they don't care about these things anymore. I think the microstalling is a significant marker for what I like to refer to as no one's home. No one's home. No one's, there is no level of consciousness that seems clear. The cognition at that moment, it's almost like staring at a robot that looks very human and doesn't have any recognition or response. So that I will say is the next big painful step and frightening, but normal as a as the disease progresses. And there's no other way to say hang in there. Keep doing what you can. Keep showing up for them. Keep being loving to them. Keep removing the expectation. Remove that expectation from them and for yourselves, because it isn't fair. It isn't fair to you specifically, the caregiver, who goes through lengths to do celebrations, birthdays, parties, um, and it's it can be heartbreaking to see that they don't connect to your efforts in mind. So remove that from them. It's not fair to them. They don't know what's happening. They no longer have a sense of time, have no judgment, um, like dealing with a child, Benjamin Button style, I guess. And that's what I have for you. More advice and nothing but the best wishes on a, happy, calm holiday season. I think we get to levels where we start prioritizing what we want to feel and what we want to experience. And sometimes calm and peaceful is the equivalent of elated and thrilling. So take it one step at a time. Remember to breathe. Remember to look for a support system, whichever that is. I hope that we are your support system, and I wish you a wonderful holiday ahead. Thank you so much for joining us.